my fellow human beings, and welcome to year 6 of the Best Blessed Life. I'm your best host, Kristen, and today's topic is don't be blueberry. It's scones to be the best year yet. Before we get started, I want to thank you all for watching. Please continue to watch, comment, share, like, subscribe, ring that bell, and please pass them on to anyone you think they would help. With that being said, here's our list of things to do today. My new stories starting September 1st are mantras that I want to get in the habit of saying on a daily basis. So we're calling them daily mantras on the old board, but they're actually called positive reinforcements in my stories. So take a look at them every morning. They pop up at 9:30. I know that's late, but you know, it will be there till 9:30 the following morning. So that next morning when you wake up, hopefully you'll look at it and you'll be inspired to say something positive and get your day going right. So we'll be going over the daily mantras. I'm not going to do a month's worth because I've been gone a month. I can't believe it. I said, Peyton, does it feel like it's been a month? And she said, yes. And I said, wow, it doesn't feel like that for me. We're also doing another installment of Cookbook and First Look. And I'll tell you what those things are later. And from the book, we are making blueberry scones. I love scones. I hope you love scones. Okay, so there's a lot going on. I'm going to do the mantras in a minute here, but I wanted to touch base on the book that we are basing our blueberry scones from, and it's called Fortune's Rocks by Anita Shreve. I think that's how it's pronounced. And I will give you a little bit of a review on this one in a few minutes. I think the best thing to do is stick with going through the positive reinforcement mantras that I started on September 1st. So that's what I'm starting with, and I'm going to go through them really fast. I do enough, I have enough, I am enough. Tuesday, I expect good things and they come to me every day. September 3rd, I am more than capable of being amazing today. The 4th, today is my newest masterpiece. The 5th, another day, another opportunity. The 6th, no matter what happens today, I will be kind. The 7th, I will not let fear or failing hold me back from going after what I want. The 8th, I am focused and ready for the day. The 9th, relax, release, rest. The 10th, I can let go of what no longer serves me. The 11th, I release this day. 12th, my mind is calm and my body is relaxed. I gotta say that one a lot. 13th, peace and calm inside and out. Peace and calm. I breathe in peace. I exhale stress. The 15th, I decide what success should look like for me. The 16th, breathe in love, breathe out hate. 17th, I am me, and that's good enough for today. 18th, I am on my own path chosen by no one but me. 19th, I choose to focus on solutions. 20th, I am learning how to fulfill my daily purpose in life. 21st, I have the power to let go of the negative. And today, I will exhale all that weighs me down. Mind you, I'm filming on a Monday for a Thursday episode, so I don't have all the mantras for up until Thursday. Anyway, okay, so the cookbook and first look, we keep reading. So even though I'm not posting about it, we are still reading. I kind of gotten a little overwhelmed, so I had to slow down a little bit on the posting of the books because it is it is a review of the book. And at the time when I read this one, which was might have even been last year, guys, or the beginning of this one, I don't know, it's all a blur. Okay, this book, the topic troubles me, of course. And I will read you It says, oh, wait a minute, that is not. Wait, is there no summary? Oh, good Lord. You know, I don't read the summaries on these books. And so I never even thought to look for the summary. Oh, goody gumdrops. They don't give one. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, that's the pie. I'm not even reading the pie. Breathe. There is no summary about this book. So what I will do is I will give you my review. The topic is disturbing because it's based off of a young girl who falls in love with a married man, who falls in love with her, who's underage. It becomes a very inappropriate relationship. The writing is wonderful, and I am in there with it. It is back in the day when things like this, I never even thought happened, to be honest. I'm naive in a sense that I thought that, you know, those early years of America and things like that were, you know, obviously were filled with strife and struggle. Don't get me wrong. But this never entered my mind in the realm of things that happened to or that people did. I know they had sex out of marriage. I'm not naive. I don't know. I felt like the pressure was put on her, even though she was the minor, not to have sex, but for the relationship in general. She felt guilty for a lot of it, like, this is my fault. I did this, you know what I mean? And it was like, if people only knew, even when I was in my 20s, you think you have learned so much from life. And it's just the tip of the iceberg. I know. I rolled my eyes when adults said that to me, so I completely understand. But from this very well-written book, we are going to make blueberry scones. Okay. And then I will touch base on the one that is going to be the first look. And this one is so great. I love this one for so many reasons. It's fun. It's different. I don't necessarily appreciate the wording of things. I know they're trying to make her sound Asian, but it just, I don't know. Anyway, this one is called Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers by Jessie Q. Sutanto. Oh my gosh, this book is so good. I will read you the back really quick. It says, a lonely shopkeeper takes it upon herself to solve a murder in the most peculiar way in this captivating mystery by Jessie Q. Sutanto. Vera Wong is a lonely little old lady, lady of a certain age who lives above her forgotten tea shop in the middle of San Francisco's Chinatown. Despite living alone, Vera's not needy. Oh no, she likes nothing more than sipping on a good cup of oolong and doing some healthy detective work on the internet about what her Gen Z son is up to. Then one morning, Vera trudges downstairs to find a curious thing, a dead man in the middle of her tea shop. In his outstretched hand is a flash drive. Vera doesn't know what comes over her, but after calling the cops, like any good citizen would, she sort of swipes the flash drive from the body and tucks it safely into the pocket of her apron. Why? Because Vera is sure she will do a better job than the police possibly can. Nobody sniffs out a wrongdoing quite like a suspicious Chinese mother with time on her hands. Vera knows the killer will be back for the flash drive. All she has to do is watch the increasing number of customers at her shop and figure out which one among them is the killer. What Vera does not expect is to form friendships with her customers and start to care for each and every one of them. As a protective mother hen, will she end up having to give one of her newfound chicks to the police? It's so good, you guys. I don't know if y'all remember The premise behind this book club is that I always get free books and not like get them like I'm stealing them. I get them from my local library puts free books in their lobby all the time. I also get them from lending libraries. I take a book, I give a book. Don't don't get upset. This one, I'm telling you, I'm not going to tell you anymore. That's all. Because it's just a first look. It's just a peek into what it's really about. But we got to get going on our scones because we're making yummy blueberry scones. I hope y'all love scones. I love scones. Okay, I know I've said that enough. So we're going to get started. In a large bowl, this is my large La Crusade bowl. My birthday present. Okay, in this large bowl, we're going to mix together the flour, both sugars, and Peyton asked if she could put the two sugars together, so they're in the same package. And then in with the flour, she put the salt, I believe, and the baking powder. Oh, let me do a real whisk on this real quick. So yeah, Fortune's Rocks, I'm going to do a quick, on one of my breaks here, I'm going to do a quick looky-loo of the summary and let y'all know what that's all about. But yes, Magnus and I still read pretty much Monday through Friday. So here goes the flour. And it was just all-purpose flour, so I am still just using my gluten-free. We're going to see what happens. And then this is the brown sugar and the regular sugar. Again, I used the pure cane sugar. So the least processed, hopefully. At least I like to think so. And then we're going to cut in the cold butter. And let me grab that out. Kept it in here. And it's the front one on this is a 1/4 cup. I should have had her cut it in cubes for me real quick. I forgot what I was talking about now. Let me grab a knife here. Oh, I'm also preheated to 375. And this is going to make like 2 batches of scones. So she said to get out 2 cookie sheets and put the Silpat on, or you could use non-stick cooking spray. Yes, I'll get it. So I'm just breaking them up into cubes. And then it's supposed to, when you're done, it's supposed to look like crumbles. You know, like there's piece-size shapes, I believe is what they say. I made scones, gosh, I want to say before the pandemic. I had one before, I believe. But, oh my gosh. They remind me of a shortbread cookie in this thick, delicious, yummy goodness. And you can have them for breakfast. So hello, it's like a big cookie for breakfast. So while I'm wishing this, maybe the bowl's very new and slippery, so it's not allowing me to get the chunks in there. All right, come on, guys. You could also use a fork if you don't have a pastry cutter. Some people use their hands. I might get in there with my hands too because I like to break it apart pretty. But you want those little bursts of butter throughout the scone because technically scones are a little bit on the dense, like drier side, you know? So you need those little bursts of butter throughout. This is also a recipe that only has like 9 ingredients. It was one, and I added a couple things because this recipe didn't have a glaze, and a couple other recipes that I looked at did have a glaze. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of Frankensteining 2 recipes together. The scone recipe itself is this one recipe. So that is probably what I'll be posting on if I ever remember. I keep forgetting to put the description of the recipe in the 1/4 cup of butter does not seem like a lot of butter to me. We'll see how it goes. All right, it's not really that crumbly, so I'm a little concerned that it's going to be too dry already. But I'm going to go through here and break up some of the other pieces. This might just not be getting them small enough, so I'm going to go through and see if there's some big chunks within the bowl. I'm sure you've seen people do this before. There is a liquid that goes in here, so don't worry, it's not going to be like completely dry. But I am afraid it got like stuck to the bottom of the bowl too. See, now I would almost be partial to adding more butter, personally, because it does not look crumbly at all. And I don't know if I wrote down the numbers wrong. Because I write down the recipe from Pinterest onto a whiteboard so I can just glance at it. I tried doing other things, like looking at the, my tablet or whatever to get that to be my whiteboard so I didn't have to write stuff out. But my tablet would keep shutting off mid-recipe and it was frustrating. So, all right. So the next thing we have to do, besides get all this stuff off my hands and stop making a huge, gigantic mess. Let me get this. Okay. All right, the next thing we have to do is we need another bowl, oh my goodness, I'm just not off my game here, so to speak. So this other part is that you need to mix. What is the other things? Okay, so the heavy cream, which I am not using, I'm using milk. And I'm not even using whole milk. I'm using 2%. So wish me luck on that one. So the other part of this recipe is the milk, the egg, and is that it? The milk and the egg together? Okay. In small bowl, we're whisking together the milk, or the heavy cream and the egg. Obviously, feel free to use, and there is a way to turn milk into a heavier cream, but I'm just going to wing it because, I mean, honestly, if it's not required to be a heavy cream in order to be, in this recipe, come on. Why add the calories if you don't need it, right? If it gives us the same effect. Okay, so next we're supposed to do, slowly pour this into the flour stuff, a little at a time, mixing it with the spatula until the dough starts to form. Okay, and then the other thing I'm going to be talking to you about is I am switching up the way I'm doing challenges this year a little bit too. But let me get this kind of started, and then I'll go over that stuff with you as well. It's a big, heavy episode with lots of stuff in it, guys. So, mixing it with the spatula, okay, till a dough forms. Oh, the other thing I was going to add to this is there was no call for vanilla in this recipe, and I'm sorry. Everything needs vanilla. And so that is 1 teaspoon. Let me get that whisked in there real quick. I'm sorry, baked goods need vanilla. I don't know. Again, maybe I missed it. I don't know. But, yeah. Okay, so the challenge thing is going to be a little different in that I'm not going to have the same 3 challenges up all year. I'm going to switch I'm thinking monthly, but we'll see how well it goes. So this first challenge is donations. And what I mean by that is whatever you want it to be. Clothes, time, money, whatever you can think of. I think it's important that we also make the challenges not just mental, but physical. And I had that the first year, and I kind of got away from that the next few. I always wanted one to be like some sort of exercise and then some sort of, mental exercise. And for some reason, I don't know when it happened, but it got away from me. I'm still very physically active. I am not one that necessarily exercises, but I, babysit a very fast baby. And so it's a lot of just following him around, lifting him. And we take walks. So I am getting a good amount of physical exercise. I would say the only thing I really need to work on more is lifting. And any woman, but especially peri to full-blown menopause to post, we need to lift weights. It is crucial to our bones. Yes, lifting weights strengthens your bones. If you've never heard that before, I know I've used to say it more, and I got away from things. I'm going to try to get back on track a little bit. Okay, so donations, time, money, energy, ideas, donate books, clothes. I know there's been celebrities that have been donating money to pay down kids' school lunch, pay down all that. So we have formed a ball. I don't want to get any crazier about it, I think, right? Until dough forms. Okay, then what? Add berries into bowl and gently fold to combine. Okay. All right, now the only problem I'm going to have is when there's something stuck to my spoon. I don't know what it is. And then, it might be too liquidy now because I added the vanilla. I know, I'm crazy that way. Okay. No, I think it's going to be fine. Okay, and then we need to, we're going to flour down this surface. Okay, so here's our cup of fresh blueberries. Okay. Get that in there. And then we're going to fold. I don't know, this dough is so, I don't see them being incorporated. She said try not to smush them. But, how's that going to happen when you start kneading the dough? Can someone explain that one to me? I know. We're supposed to prevent it from, becoming an issue. But, some of them are going to get smushed. Let's face facts here. Right? I don't know. I've never made scones with, a add-in, an inclusion. So this part is new to me. I think I just made a cinnamon scone but it might have been a fruit that was not necessarily, an issue. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use this surface of the counter here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that part of the process to incorporate the blueberries a little more, hopefully. So we're going to take just a little bit. That looks like a wet spot. Oh well, not wet anymore. Okay, so I think that'll be good. And then what do we do? And knead for 2 minutes. Okay, well, let's see about getting him out here first. Okay. Woo! Blueberry down. We lost a We lost a man. I don't even know where it went. I hope Magnus finds it. Right, Pup Pup? I'll find it, Mom. I know y'all talk with, you know. Okay, so I am a little concerned. Like she said, and gently fold to combine. But like, how come she's not concerned about gently kneading? Okay. Don't go away. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to get them kind of mushed in there without creating like blueberry juice all over my counter is the other part. Like turning this into a floured blueberry sticky. All right, I think I'm getting it. Whoop! Oh! Another guy down. Okay, get in there. Okay. Yes. All right, guys, it's starting to work. All right, I'm gonna start my timer here for kneading for 2 minutes. If I could get my... Are you serious? Oh my gosh. There we go. All right. And then we're just kind of gently, does it say gently kneading? Oh my gosh. Just says knead for 2 minutes. Okay, I'm trying just to get them incorporated. There we go, more towards the middle. I might need a little more flour here. Get over here. I think we're in a good spot now. Because now you can't see them. They're like all inside, which is good. Which is what we needed. You know what I wanted to add? And I think I'm just going to incorporate it like on the surface, if I can find it real quick. I think it needs cinnamon. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it though. Ground ginger, clove, garlic powder. There she bees. Okay. It just really has no seasoning, you know? It's just sugar. Doesn't it need a little seasoning? I don't know. So this is going to be my other inclusion, is I'm going to roll it around in the cinnamon. Oh, I just took away from my time a little bit. Oh, well. Okay. We'll just figure it out as we go along. I can feel it getting like I can feel the blueberries rolling around within the dough. It's kind of fun. Okay. I'm trying to get that cinnamon on there. And so what's going to end up happening, and I should, again, there's something else I should have grabbed, was my, I need a little more flour on my board. Pastry scraper. Yeah, we're going to go a couple more seconds here. Oh, see, there's a couple of them that burst. Okay. All right, so the first thing it says is, we're going to cut our dough into 2 pieces. And I'm not going to do it yet because I still need to roll a little more because I didn't quite go but I thought I would try and scrape up some of this excess. Yep, there goes another blueberry. Maybe I should stop now, huh? Oh, okay. I think we're done. I mean, obviously, people are going to get mushed berries in here. I don't know how else you would not. Because now we're going to cut it and shape it. I'm trying to decide where the middle is. We'll see. Nope. A little off. See, then I cut my blueberries in half. Okay, so then we take this piece and we're just gonna form it into a circle. Maybe I did have it separated more correctly the first time. Ugh, they're getting... Okay. I don't know if that's how little. It says 8 inches wide. I'm not sure. I don't think that's 8 inches wide. We'll just get it as close to that as possible. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So wet. I wonder if anybody else is having this issue. I wonder if that trick that you dust your blueberries with flour first would have been better. Okay, I'm gonna say I might have made that one a little bit bigger than the other one, so I'm gonna say that this one is good. Okay. They don't tell you how to get your scone dough onto the... Here, I can work it a little more that way too. I'm going to get my little silicone brush here and try and get some of the flour off of there. It doesn't say anything about dusting them with a little bit of something either. So, or like spreading, you know, a little, maybe a little milk. Okay, so then we're supposed to cut these into 6 pieces. So we'll go once across like that, and then we'll do, I think that's about half. Okay, and then, I don't know, we can make them smaller. I'm gonna make 8. I don't know why she said 6, but I'm gonna make 8. 'Cause why not? There we go. They're decent size. They don't have to be like super duper loaded, right? Rightio? Oh my gosh. My hands are like glue. And I was trying to get it off so I could get a little bit of milk out in a dish here. Yeah, I know, I keep going off camera. Can you tell? Season 6 is on, baby. So, challenges. I hope you like the new system a little bit better. I really kind of got away from them a little bit. So, I'm kind of hoping that this system is going to force me to be more like, you know, on it so that we keep incorporating them into our daily vibe. So we're just going to do a little bit of this. And then the last thing I'm going to do, this is all my improv, guys. Feel free to be brave. I know. I'm busting out of my shell. Some pieces have more blueberries, some have less. Maybe some would like but a little bit more with more and less. Yes, I'm off camera, sorry. Okay, so we're getting them all. It's kind of subduing the flour a little bit too, but it should give us a little bit of a nice, you know, not crust. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Okay, and then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my jar of cinnamon sugar that I have like open, constantly making, adding. Did it come out even? No, that's okay. Put that up there. We'll brush this out. We'll get that good and separated. Here we go. Ta-ta-da. And voila. Okay, so I'm going to show you the first one. There's the first one. Whoa! That almost was a mess. Okay, so there's the first one. We'll show it on the big cam. Okay, and then they take 18 to 20 minutes. So we're going to get this first batch in. Well, I'm going to go, let's see. I'm going to do 18 minutes to start. And I'm going to go off camera to make the other one because you saw the process and I don't need to torture you with the process again. So when I come back, I'm just going to want to start the frosting for you. That way I can get cleaned up in the middle. And I can also look up the little summary for Fortune's Rocks. Okay? So I'll be back in a little bit. And we're back. Okay. I looked up the summary for Fortune's Rocks, and it follows Olympia Bedford, a 15-year-old girl from a prominent Boston family whose summer at a New Hampshire beach house turns into a disastrous passage to adulthood after she enters into an affair with an older married doctor named John Haskell. The story explores themes of female sexuality, class prejudice, and the devastating consequences of the illicit affair, which leads to Olympia's pregnancy. I didn't want to give that away, but it's in the summary. Public disgrace and exile to a convent. After giving birth and losing her child to adoption, she eventually reclaims him in a contentious custody battle, but ultimately decides to create a shelter for unwed mothers instead of taking him from his adoptive family. I feel like I already gave too much away, so I'm not going to give away the last little tidbit. But, so it's the summer of 1899, just to give you the gist. Okay, so now that we have been cooking our scones, it's got about 5 to 7 minutes left. We have 5:40 or 5:30 left on this initial 18 minutes. We can add an additional 2. So that's where I got the 7 minutes from. But in the meantime, we're going to now make our little maple glaze. So it's 2 tablespoons of butter, 5 tablespoons of maple syrup, and half a cup of powdered sugar that we weighed, I believe. It was supposed to be weighed. Now that I think about it, I don't know if it was. Okay, so in this saucepan, I got the stove all dirty already. Okay, so in the saucepan, what does it say? Melt together the butter and maple syrup on medium-low heat, stirring occasionally. Once butter melts, remove from flame and add sugar and whisk. Okay. All right. So we'll get this butter melting. And I guess we can go ahead. This is pure maple syrup. Just in case you... I think if you had maple extract or had even maple, the fake maple stuff, I think you'd probably get the same results. The extract, you wouldn't be able to use 5 tablespoons of, so you might have to substitute, like, another liquid. Or find a maple recipe that doesn't require. Again, this was just with another blueberry scone recipe that I was looking at, but it had like a few more ingredients to it. So I was trying to be efficient as well as healthier. But then I'm going to go ahead and add a maple glaze on top. So yeah, super healthy. I try to use the healthiest versions of said ingredients. So if you're trying to be healthier, I would stick to the pure maple syrup. Or you could even use honey if you didn't want to use maple syrup. And I would think that would be a 1-to-1 switch between the maple and the honey. Might be a little less honey. All right, the butter has melted. So we're going to move this off the heat. And we're going to slowly whisk in our... You know what? I'm going to move this to over there real quick. Let me just get out my thing to put it on. And I'm going to grab my whisk. out of here. Okay. I'm assuming we're just whisking because we don't want any lumps from our powdered sugar. You could always essentially sift it as well. Okay. Hopefully this is enough for both. I know I'm supposed to do a little bit at a time, I think. It just says add sugar. Okay. We'll just go the whole 9 yards. Okay. And I had to get rid of my plastic whisk, so I'm really trying not to. We still got about 2 minutes on there. So, so my mind, the challenges will be ever present in my mind of things I want to change and add and do differently. So that is why I decided to, I don't know why I keep moving all over here, switch up the way that I was doing the challenges, because if I'm not even doing them, what does that say? So I think we're pretty well whisked here. Try not to get too scratchy. Let me just. Me likey. All right, so that's all set to go. We got about a minute left on there. So my donations are probably going to be closed more than anything, but and I could potentially donate some books. Again, I am holding on to the ones that I am reading. If anybody ever wants a past book, I think I've only given like 2 away. So if you like any of the ones other than the first one we read, which was, if I can, something about a fan. It's going to drive me crazy now. Oh, that needs to hurry up and finish so that we can put this. And I think I'm going to clean off my my brush here real quick, and we'll brush it on. I mean, potentially we could pour it on, but I don't really want to switch. I mean, I guess I could pour it in this measuring cup. We could put it in this measuring cup. We could drizzle it on there. Maybe it'll stay more liquefied that way. Ha ha ha. I'm just making up words, can you tell? All right, let me see if our scones are golden. Oh, we had some blueberries burst for sure. Well, they're definitely done. I wouldn't say they're golden necessarily, but they are done. Okay. Yeah, they burst. So I wonder if adding the flour on there would have been I'm trying to show it on the big camera so you can see. Coloring wise, it didn't get very dark, but it is done. They are like dense like a cookie. I don't want to make it any worse. The only thing I didn't read is when I should drizzle this on. Like, should it still be a little warm? Maybe I'll do a little bit now. Here goes in the other batch that I made off camera. Whoop. Oh boy. Oh. Sorry, my bad. Okay, so this is gonna go in for 18 minutes. I think that was plenty of time. Okay. Timer 18. Oop. Boy, my microwave is very dirty. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do. Do I want to drizzle? I think I want to. Ugh. That's what I want to do. Ugh. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put it down here. And it says drizzle. What if I just did like this? Like that. Drizzled it that way. Okay. Get a good little amount on there. And then I feel like once it cools down too,
we'll be able to add a little bit more that'll stay. All right, guys, I'm going to do a sample. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. I'm going to do a sample, if I can get one off of, and I don't burn my tongue. I want to get one with a good amount of blueberry in there. I'm sure I was supposed to wait till they cool. But it doesn't say. It says golden brown on the bottom. That's it. That's the only rules. So I must not have cut all the way through. Or the blueberries bursting. Okay, I'm just going to give you a little taste. Ooh, is that smoking? It's going to be a really little taste because it's so hot. Okay, I'm going to have to take this little bite right here first. Now, I'm going to say already, but that was just a little bite, that I'm glad I put the cinnamon on the top, and 2, the glaze. Because they're not, surprisingly, even though we added a bunch of, with a cup of sugar total, I think. Maybe it was a quarter cup. Woo! Ha, 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 ha. Woo! Those are good. Those are really good. Now, I would say that for future, I would want, what would I want? Well, for one, I would want it to be like thicker. So I think I would almost make them as one big one and squinch it up a little bit more. Because I shouldn't, what was the other thing I was thinking? I shouldn't, because mine is actually smaller than 8 inches, I feel like. It shouldn't be so flat, from what I remember, the last time I made scones. I mean, they're not super thick, but other than that, I love the ratio of blueberry, and I love that some of these don't have as much. This one actually, even though it doesn't look like there's a lot, they're so ingrained. So I know that my kneading process was good. I'm just going to let them cool down because they are super duper hot, but they are delicious. And I'm super duper excited about my new year on the Best Blessed Life. And I think I covered everything I needed to cover, except that I missed y'all. I've been gone too long. Okay. All right. So new year, new challenges, more books, better goodies. It don't get no better than that, does it? I think that's about it, guys. I'm just going to let these keep baking, and I'll do the same thing I did to these. And I'm so grateful you came back. And I look forward to being more present. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be able to do more episodes consistently. So working on some other things, and I'll keep you posted about that stuff too. All right, guys, I think all I have left to say is I hope you have a good day. Go do great things. Be your best self. And please live your best blessed life. Thanks for watching.